Hey everyone, it's Chad. Got the question the other day about whether or not I thought it was doable to do a juice feast and work at the same time. So I will cover that in this video. To start with, I will, for the most part, say yes. Ultimately, it depends upon the individual. Now, most people are probably not going to go for an extended juice feast, which extended I'll define that as beyond 3 weeks. Now, initially, I mean, the biggest thing that has to be taken into account is that it is a case-by-case basis, because everybody has different levels of toxicity in their body. Everybody's going to respond differently. And now, with myself personally, I work 40 hours a week, and I'm on my feet that whole time. I do a job where I walk back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and carry things and all that. And I will say I do have the luxury to sleep in the morning because I don't go to work until 1. But the flip side to that is that by the time I get home from work, and even if I come right home and I take my shower and I go straight to sleep, the earliest I can ever get to bed is about 10:30 or 11:15. So I guess it's a trade-off. Most people who are keen on sleep will say it's better to go to bed early and to get up early than it is to go to bed late and get up late. But anyways, but the flip side to that, I will use my wife, who is also on this juice feast with me, and she's, I think today for her, if I'm not mistaken, is day 80. So congrats. So, but she works an office job, and sometimes works upwards of 60 hours a week. Not all the time, but sometimes. So it is very, very doable. My tips for, obviously going into this is make sure you have enough juice. Always, 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 even if it's, outside of work, if you're going somewhere and you're really determined and you've made that commitment to stay on a juice feast for whatever your reasons are, make sure you have enough. If you think that the only thing that you're going to need is 2 quarts for the whole day, bring 3, maybe even bring 4. Because it's much better to have and not need than to need and not have. So keep that in mind. And, if you do find yourself running into complications, if you feel that you don't, if you're just not functioning, and it probably will happen. It's not going to happen to everybody, because nothing is universal with this. Some people may go into this and they feel like they are on rocket fuel all day. They think clearly, and a lot of people feel that they function better on juice than they do when they eat. But that's not the case for everybody. So just knowing, you learn a lot about your both your body and your mind while doing something like this. And at times that you may have to just throw in the towel. You may have planned to go for 7 days or 10 days, and you find by day 5 that you're just dragging. It's okay to back off. I mean, if my wife is up to day 80, I'm up to day 77 right now. And let me tell you, not only have I been a raw foodist, mainly fruit focused, for 3 years, and sticking to it almost, we'll say I stuck to it 98% of the time, being a raw foodist. I made so many attempts to do a juice feast, and I honestly, for all the money in the world, I couldn't tell you how many times I attempted to go past day 3, and I never made it past day 3. So it's ultimately, you make that commitment, and you have to have your reasons in your head, and you have to just see how your body reacts. And the way that you can look at juice feasting and practically everything else in life is that there is no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. You know, as long as you're making the attempt to do something and, you know, you're persistent with it and you do things continuously, it's really, you may not quite achieve your goal, but after that you can look back on and say, okay, well, what could I have done different? And then you go ahead and you do things different. And I will throw in with this, because it's more of a, it's also another beginner's question, is, you know, what is my thoughts on taking herbs and juicing? Well, I would say if you're completely new out of the gate and you're eating just a cooked food diet right now, even if it is, you know, vegetarian, vegan, whatever, I would say if you're going right into juice, do the juice for a little while. You know, this is, you know, and I'm saying this is a blanket statement. There's exceptions to everything, even this statement. So, you know, if you're new to any sort of raw foods and you're going straight to juice, I wouldn't go straight to juice and herbs, because there's a high likelihood that most people are going to put themselves in a very, very uncomfortable position. And is it dangerous? No. But is it going to possibly be a lot more than most could handle? Yeah. So just do the juice for a while, and then if you're feeling fine, take herbs. Or if you want to do something different and just do a raw food, so eating mostly a raw food diet, and, you know, at least, let's say 80% raw, preferably mostly all fruit. And if you feel good on that and throw the herbs in there, that's going to be a lot easier to start with than just trying to, you know, having zero experience with this and thinking that you're going to go on lemon water and, you know, 10 herbal formulas. You're going to blast yourself, and I mean, there's a bunch of goofy things that could happen. Like I said, most of them not dangerous. There's, I don't know, with very rare exceptions, you're not going to really run into any danger, but it might make you miserable, so keeping that in mind. So just pay attention to yourself. Try not to use other people as a yardstick by which to measure progress. Listen to your body. If you need to slow down and come back to it, because that's what I've done 100,000 times. Just keep coming back to it, and realize that detoxification is not a quick process. We hear all these things about a 10-day cleanse, a 21-day cleanse. Let's change, you know, your habits if you do this for 3 weeks. Yeah, that's all well and good, but when it comes to deeper levels of cleaning, for most people, like I'm saying, most people, not every single person, you could liken a 21-day cleanse to, say your house is really, really dirty, or your apartment, your dwelling. So it's very untidy. A 21-day cleanse would be like you coming home and just doing the dishes and not doing anything else. So you didn't pick anything up off the floor, you didn't sweep, you didn't vacuum, you didn't dust, you didn't do anything. But, you know, you wouldn't, if you just came home and cleaned your dishes, you wouldn't call your dwelling clean. No, it would be a little bit straightened up, but you'd have a lot more work. And that's that's what it is with detoxification for most people. I mean, even with the trip that I'm on right now, there may be things within me from a physiological standpoint that I may not get out of my body for another year or two. So, and it's all up to the individual as to how deep you want to go. So, that's it for today. Send me any questions, comments you have, share, hit the subscribe button, like, and go out, have fun. See you later.